we're going to talk Senators because, of course, we love our Senators fans and we tolerate the Senators team. And we are having some amazing giveaways this week on the podcast. So we thought we'd lean into the Sens theme a little bit. And it's a perfect week to do it because they've won 4 of their last 5, and they're not looking too bad right now. Forsberg's looking pretty good in net. Brady Tkachuk had his first hat trick versus Tampa. They had a huge shutout win against Tampa. First career shutout for Forsberg as well. Is this the start of the upswing for Tampa, or is this just a fake out? What do you think, Craig?
So at one point earlier this season, Pierre Dorian said, we just need some goaltending. We need someone to step forward and make some saves, and that is what is going to propel us to some success. And that's been Forsberg right now. He had his first shutout. That was great for him. It looks like Tkachuk has been bitten by a radioactive Lemieux, and he is just a superhero right now on the ice with that first career hat trick. I think things are great for the Ottawa Senators right now. And I think they just need to get some wins under their belt. And we saw what they did last season. They were one of the best teams in the second half of the season in the entire league. And unfortunately, they dug themselves so much of a hole at the beginning, they didn't have a chance to get out of it. But right now, there is still 2/3 of a season left. They still have a chance to dig themselves out of a hole. And it looks like that fourth team in the Atlantic isn't really all that strong. Like, that's Boston right now. It's very possible that the Ottawa Senators can still continue some momentum and make a push for that wild card spot.
Yeah, they've had a tough start for sure. They're second last in the division with 17 points compared to, let's just pick a random one. The Leafs at 40.
Hey, St. Louis was bottom of the league at New Year's, and they went on to win the Stanley Cup, so it's possible.
That's fair, and I kind of hate that you just said that, but if that's what makes Ottawa win the Cup this year, I'm fully blaming it on you, Craig. Kyle, is this the start of the upswing for the Sens, or is this a fake out?
I think it's a response to what was said about the goaltenders, and Craig was right. Forsberg is holding them. I don't think it has any chance of sustaining. I think it's all right. They had a big win against the Lightning. They lost to the Islanders. They shootout win, OT win, barely a win against Carolina. Now, these are good teams they're beating for sure, but the losses are definitely still sprinkled in. We're not getting sustained wins, I would say. The one thing I do want to say is Drake Batherson is a monster, and oh my God, his contract is the best. Under $5 million.
Oh, Jesus.
4.975 for the next 6 years.
They've been locked in.
Wow. Well done, Pierre Dorian. That's a great contract. The problem is he's got 8 contracts to potentially re-sign.
Oh, boy.
On forward alone. And I bet he wants to bring a solid amount of them back. So good for Drake Batherson. Awesome for Brady Tkachuk. After that, not a lot of depth. Yeah. So I don't
think you'll see a lot of Belleville Senators coming up at this point. Honestly, the Belleville Senators are a solid team in the AHL right now. And I think there's probably 4 or 5 of those guys they'll be able to slot in next year and hopefully actually be able to sign some veterans to fill out that roster around them. I know they tried to do that last year with players like Derek Stepan, and unfortunately that didn't work out. But if Ottawa can bring in some veterans to fill in around, the core that they have signed, maybe re-sign a couple of those players, bring up some Belleville Senators, and if they continue to get some goaltending, they can still string together some wins and maybe slide into the playoffs.
Well, Craig, you talked about bringing players up. Ottawa's actually recently been sending players down as kind of the new trend. Murray was sent down last week, and then Del Zotto just recently was sent down, which is a pretty big, that's a lot of cap hit for this year. I think it's $6 million that they're going to be paying for them playing in the minors. Murray was pretty highly touted this season as their starter, and that's kind of what they expected they'd go with, and now he's in the minors. Del Zotto, they expected a lot more from him when they brought him over from, I think, Columbus, and now he's not playing the way they want, and sending him down to the minors for now. We'll see if he comes back. Unfortunately that the Sens have to do that kind of move, but we're doing it also on the Leafs to cover injuries, but unfortunately it's not really the same situation with the Sens. Murray was a bit of a surprise for me. Do you guys agree with that? Like I didn't expect it, given the tout that they were giving him at the start of the year. Craig, what do you think?
See, he had a rough year last year. He had a rough year the last year in Pittsburgh. This is kind of the trend we've been seeing with Matt Murray. It's not really a surprise. And really also what's not surprising is if we know one thing about Eugene Melnick is that he loves spending money unnecessarily on guys. It is his favorite thing. I'm sure he is just loving having Matt Murray playing in Belleville. He's a marketing tool for the Belleville Senators to get some guys out. Look, NHL goalie.
I think it makes sense.
Oh, it definitely makes sense. I think they need to send him down to give him to get his confidence back up.
And nobody was going to claim him. Like, that's way too much money to take on.
Yeah.
Well, everyone kind of scratched their heads when Ottawa signed him to a $6 million contract.
Yeah.
Well, they were expecting big things from him, which didn't really pan out.
No one else was.
Yeah,
They were looking they said that's a gamble. That might be a $2 million. Oh, six. Okay.
I think we even said a couple times, oh, yeah, we should go get Murray. That'd be great. That'd be a good replacement for Anderson.
I think we were saying it as a backup to Anderson.
Okay. Or to Campbell.
I think we were talking about Murray before the pandemic.
Yes, because he signed.
He signed at the beginning.
He signed 2 years ago.
Yeah, we've been talking about him for a while.
Yeah,
that was back when he was good. Or
whoa,
no, okay.
I just found an Ottawa player, season opening injured reserve, Angus.
Angus,
Angus,
like the steak.
Crookshank. What an epic name, Angus Crookshank. Good on those parents right there.
Yeah, there's a British name if I've ever heard one.
That's awesome.
So Ottawa continues to, not have a great season, but they did have a first this year, which was pretty cool. They brought in the first female color commentator in the game versus the Islanders. So I listened to a bit of it. I listened to part of the second period, and I think it's a really refreshing take on color commentary. It's also nice to hear another voice. The downside, I don't think she was given as much time as she should have to talk. I mean, the play-by-play was taking a little bit, I don't want to say liberties, but I'll say filling silence. It was unfortunate that he didn't really give her a chance to talk all the time, but I think it's a step in the right direction. We've talked about bringing, more diversity to the NHL as a whole. So it's kind of nice to see that happen.
Yeah. As three white guys sitting here talking about hockey, yes, please, let's have more diversity in this league. And let's get rid of Gary Bettman while we're at it.
I'm going to be sticking around for a long time. Oh, shut up, you loser.
What would make you guys think I was going anywhere?
Oh, get him out.
Yeah, you like that comment, eh? That was pretty pompous by him to throw that out there.
Yeah.
But really, it's Bettman. Do you expect anything else from him?
No. He's the owner's bitch, and the owners love him, so that's why he's going to be around.